opening them up, and I'm going to talk about my Ford experience. So I'm just going to start this. I've pretty much kind of brushed him down. Got a little cut there. Ford, but he needs a Band-Aid like his dad does. Okay, so everybody knows I already did a video on the Ford electrical problems. And watching the vlogs and reading the comments on that last video, I'll put it in a link. I mean, Ford's just got some serious issues that they're hiding and they're getting no exposure. So, I decided to do this video on my Ford experience. I got a Toyota Tundra sitting there behind the camera because I was finally able to dump after Bill Utter Ford stuck it to me left and right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over, I'm going to go inside and put some pictures and show some things. Basically what you're going to hear in this video, and I'll use Buddy in here to kind of get him into the act. Buddy boy! So, what you're going to hear is, the first time the car broke down and was towed, Bill Utter charged me $200. Said we had to run a diagnostic. That's an hour. That's $100, so we can know what's wrong, so we know what to fix. So they charged me that. Then they said it was a switch that was shorting out, so they removed that switch. That's BS. They found the easiest way to start it and get it back to me so we can get out of their hair. Charged me $200 for the clippage. So, I mean, of course the wind's going to pick up. So I'm going to tell you, if you go up to Bill Utter Ford, you better be like a midget at a urinal. And you better be on your toes, because if you're not, they're going to get you at every bend. This experience has been like eye-opening. I've bought many cars in my life. I've had BMW, Nissans, Toyotas, Chevy. This is the first Ford I've had. Nothing but problems, nothing but horrible service. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to some videos inside, some pictures. I'll show you the 5 different things. I'll talk when I'm showing a picture so you get a better grasp. Hopefully this is going to educate you when you go buy a car. The different ways a dealership can screw you around and juggle you, and you're at their beck and mercy. Okay, so here's my experience. Here we go on Bill Utter Ford and my experience out there. Luckily, when I showed up, they were having free t-shirt day. This should have been a clue when they're giving out t-shirts that a t-shirt has a better warranty than a truck. But I didn't have a choice. My car broke down. They were the closest dealership. So let's get into some of the problems and hopefully educate people on maybe what to look out for dealerships that are going to rip you off. So just a quick search of some other reviews on Bill Utter. I mean, I was just like, are you kidding me? 1 star. They attempted to sell me a car that wasn't on the lot. This guy's upset. Down here at the bottom, won't make a deal. Say they're losing money. I mean, that's a typical thing. They always want to tell you they're losing money. And these are all public reviews that you can find if you Google Bill Utter Ford and some reviews. Here, won't make the deal. Said they're losing money. 2 cars. Let's see. A bunch of crooks and liars. Also a lot of illegal activity. They lied about the price. So here's another happy customer. Sounds a little bit like my experience. This one I contacted through their website. Good experience. They said for a rebate. Offered me much lower than a standard Blue Book on trade. That's another thing they did for me. Go figure. Let's see. Larry Robertson, best salesman, but the service department is deplorable. Trying to sell me things that I don't need. So I'm going to quit going there. This one right here, 5 years. Right here it says, if you're a woman, I would never take a car here. They're trying to sell me a bill of goods and merchandise that I know is BS. So, and the car is under warranty. So, I mean, again, all typical things that I ran into when I did this search. I was just like, Jesus, I got tired of looking. There was so many of these. I could have made 4 pages, but I didn't want the video to be 45 minutes long. After the service, my wife's Flex, we discovered that they left parts off my 150. I discovered incompetent and dangerous. Let's see. Where's another happy cover? Suck-ass dealership does not honor prices. Wow, that's shocker. The service department is ridiculous. Slow. Always has excuses. Gee, that's a shocker. When you hear my story, all these reviews are going to come to where, you know what? These aren't isolated reviews. This is a common scheme and design and practice that this dealership obviously uses, or why would they have so many of these?
Update, I received a call from Randy. He's the manager over there at the location. Customer service terrible. Went for an oil change. Tried to get me an oil filter. I'm never going back. Let's see. And then there's a website to where ex-employees can put information about it. So on Bill Utter here, this guy writes, working for a family business is great unless the family is dysfunctional and absent. Doesn't recommend. Disapproves of the CEO. The dealership's run by unqualified upper management. Well, geez, that's a shocker. That somehow is my experience. But I'm only one person, and this is my opinion. So take it and leave it. Decent place to work down here at the bottom. Check this out. Clean up the drunks in the shop. This is from an ex-employee. Treat your employees fairly. So they're out there drinking in the shop, according to this. Ain't no damn wonder it took them 6 times to screw up my vehicle. Let's get to my vehicle. So this was the first time I brought it in. They charged me $219. They charged me, diagnose it was $100, and then the labor is $124 to remove a switch that they said was causing all the problems, and it was fixed. Gave me my vehicle back. And then, let's see, the second time, they charged me $300, and this is the fraud that I'm talking about. I'm going to discover a little bit more in a minute here. They charged me $300 because they said my PCM was broken, but because the PCM might be covered under warranty, and it's a $900 job, they're going to cover half and only charge me $300, like they were doing me a favor that they didn't fix it right the first time. They really, this whole experience is about doing me a favor. You know, the first time I had to pay for towing, I had to rent my own car. The second time, because their work is supposedly warranted by Ford, they gave me a loaner car, and they said, you know, it's not supposed to, I'm not supposed to be charged because they already fixed it. So they go back in and find this new mysterious problem, say it's a $900 fix, but out of the goodness of their heart, they're only going to charge me $300. They're going to cover the rest. And then, if the warranty pays for it, they're going to give me this $300 back. That's a scam. I'll get into that a little bit more. So then, I get some no charge, and I'm only showing these receipts. Maybe some of you guys can understand this lingo about blown wiring. The next time it went in, there was, I mean, it was just absolutely ridiculous. So, the first time, this right here is a picture of my actual Ford Fix-It kit. You see these 2 fuses? After I paid them $300 the first time, supposedly $900, and they picked up the other, and then $200. When I picked up the car the next time, they say, we found a blown fuse. This is the 3rd time it's been in there now for the same problem. And you know what? We don't know what blew it, so here's a couple extra fuses. So $600 later, 2 tow truck rides, and a partridge in a pear tree, and my expenses gets me 2 extra fuses that I can change on the side of the highway and get run over. Are you kidding me? I mean, it was just absolutely ridiculous. So here's what they give me. They give me a diagram, and they highlight this is the fuse that was blown, so if it blows again, your car won't start. Try fixing this fuse. I'm like, this is your guarantee? This is your warranty? So here they give all this PCM, fail, program. Somebody that knows Ford can look at all this and try to figure out. And of course, when I asked for a detailed report on what they did, this is what I get. And I said, is this everything you guys did? Oh, no, we did a whole bunch more than that we didn't charge you because we're such nice guys. And you've brought the car back 3 freaking times because we're idiots and can't fix it. You know, so, I mean, it's just, it was an absolute nightmare. So all these times coming back here, I'm wondering who the hell is working on my car. So while I'm wandering around a highway, the hallways trying to figure out who the hell's running this place, I see this plaque on the wall, and then I figured out why I'm back there 6 times for the same problem with my car. Here's freaking Employee of the Month. They probably got working on my damn truck when you go into Bill Utter. So here's a quick review. My first visit, my truck was towed no longer. The car wouldn't start. 2 days later, $200 later, I was told it was fixed and guaranteed. Wow, did I feel good. Second visit, 3 weeks later, the car does the exact same thing. This time, they pay the tow. They give me a loaner. A week later, they say, your truck now needs a PCM. Cost another $900, but we're going to give you the $300 warranty BS line. And now your truck is fixed. Here's where I think there's a possible Ford issue. And I think it's very easy for a dealership to not tell you that they're filing a warranty with the deal with Ford, and they're getting paid, and then they're also charging you. To me, that's the definition of fraud. Now, they did end up giving me this money back, and I'll go into that in a minute. But again, second visit, gave me the car back, said, oh, We screwed the pooch on the first time. We really didn't run the diagnostic, and we really didn't find nothing wrong, but we charged you $200 a second visit. Now we did run it. Now we found the problem, and we fixed it. I leave. On the third visit a week later, the car's dead again. They pay for the tow again. Give me another loaner, because Ford's works warranty, they're not doing it out of goodness of their heart. They can't find the problem. They find a blown fuse. They replace the fuse. The car runs. They tell me it's great. It's fixed again, and then they give me that damn picture of the fuse, fix it Ford, fix it kit. Fourth visit, I go in the day I go to pick up the truck. It won't start in the parking lot. The guy who's trying to start it is like, man, he's just looking at me, and I'm like, really? I said, this is the fourth time now. You guys can't fix it. You tell me to come pick it up, and now it won't start? He goes, man, just take the loaner and come back. I'll have the guy look at it again. That's probably the employee of the month they got looking at it again. Next day I'm called. My brand new diehard battery, I just paid $200 for the top of the line battery. They said it's dead, and the car won't run. Get this. They can't fix it or work on it unless I go up there, get the old battery, and bring them a new battery. So I'm without a car. I'm stuck. They got my car in there, and they can't find a battery in a whole dealership and a whole service department to work on my car. So again, I'm inconvenienced. I go down there, and of course, I pull the battery, and I bring them a new battery. They come back, they go test it. Great. I go to Sears, I bring them a new battery. Next day, they call, pick up your car. It's fixed again. Here I go. Before I even pick up the car, I go to Randy, the service manager. I call him Randy Dandy because he's always got a dandy excuse for everything. He goes, man, I don't know why you're so upset. We fixed the car. Here's the excuses that he gave me. I mean, this just freaking amazes me. I'm talking to him like, dude, this is like the 6th time you guys have my truck. You guys are a Ford dealership. You can't fix your own vehicle? Why should I own a Ford? Well, I don't know why you're getting so upset. Every time you brought your truck in, it wasn't running. And every time you leave, it's been running. So we do fix it. And why do we want to keep looking for a problem if we can get your car started? And I'm like, because you're charging me and you're telling me it's fixed. Well, we fix the problem and you drive away and then something else breaks. He goes, what do you want us to do? We can't do anything until it breaks. I'm like, dude, you're killing me. So I take my keys and I go out to the car, 6th time now. I go out there and I try to start it. The remote won't even unlock the car. I'm like, are you kidding me? I look around for the cameras. I think I'm being punked. I'm like, what the? Are you kidding me? I go back in, I throw the keys on his desk, go, dude, the car don't start. He goes, it started this morning. And I said, well, it started the last 5 times. It stuck with me. So he goes out there, he tries to turn over, and he goes, yep, it's dead. He goes, that's good. It happened in the parking lot. Now we don't need to tow it. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's your positive can-do attitude? When a car, you bring it to Ford 6 times and it breaks down in the parking lot, it's a good thing? He couldn't understand why I was upset. He was like, I really don't understand why you're upset. You know, we gave you a loaner car, like he's doing me a favor. Like it isn't an inconvenience enough. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. So they take my car back in again. They're going to try to fix again. I try to contact their management team. I call him Carl the Weasel because I called him 3 times and he would never call me back. He just hit around. He was filling in for the general manager, Craig, who was on vacation. And the owner, Monica, was on vacation. So I asked who's in charge when they're gone. They go, Carl. So I call him 3 times. He won't call me back. He's hiding under his desk and he won't call me back. But then I talked to Randy. So after Carl's been dodging me, about a minute after I hang up calling him like the 3rd time, suddenly Randy calls me back and says, hey, just want to let you know we're working on your car. So that told me that Carl had called him instead of calling me because he's being a weasel. He didn't want to talk to me. He knew I was going to complain. He didn't want to deal with the issues. So Randy calls me and says, oh, yeah, I talked to Carl. And I said, hey, I just want to see if you guys will make me an offer on a truck. I don't trust the truck. I don't trust you guys fixing it. Just make me a reasonable offer on a truck. You buy the truck. That way you can fix it. I ain't got to worry about, you know, going in and out of the shop, waiting 2 weeks. You guys are busy. That's the busiest damn service department I've ever seen, man. I don't know how many bays or how many employees they got, but every time I go in there, there's cars lined up coming in and going out. So anyway, needless to say, my experience at Bitchute Ford went something like this. I mean, I'm just telling you, it was a disaster after disaster after disaster. Nobody's there. I tried to get in touch with the owner, Monica, and they're saying she's on vacation. And naturally, they didn't tell me she's on vacation. They said she's not involved, and she doesn't really have anything to do. The highest person I can talk to is the GM Craig, but he's on vacation. So the two top people end up leaving on vacation at the same time. I can't get in touch with you. And then, meanwhile, you got Carl the Weasel hiding underneath his desk because he don't want to talk to me. Meanwhile, I'm getting this kind of service out in the service department, and Randy's out there in the service department wondering why I'm upset and why I'm not having a pleasurable experience. So I finally get in touch with somebody with Ken who works over at Dupree Sales, and they end up making me an offer on a car. I call them. They're like, look, we looked at it. You got brand new. I just put $1,000 Michelin tires on it. Just put a brand new battery they burn out on it. Just had a $500 bed liner put in it. So, I mean, and I looked online, cars with more mileage than my car, there was 2 other dealerships that had it listed at $36,000. So I was like, just make me a reasonable offer. So they come back with $30,000. I go, man, that sounds pretty low. I said, if 2 other dealerships with more mileage is selling at $36, you guys are going to at least sell this at $36. I said, how about 31? Nope, 30's as high as we can go. So they got you over a barrel. You can't really do anything. Guess what? I said, I'll take it. And so, of course, it doesn't end there. The next morning, they don't want to do it that night. I was going to go get a check and be done with this damn car in his dealership. And they won't let me go get a check that night. They have me wait till the morning. Well, guess what happens in the morning? You guessed it. I get some more great bill utter service. And I'm told, well, you know what? We've had your car 6 times. And we can't fix it, but since you're going to sell it to us, I called service. Ken tells me, he called, and I got this on recording, so, I mean, I hope these guys try and sue me for saying something that ain't true, because everything I'm saying is true. But, and he tells me, oh, you know what, I checked with service, and they finally found the problem. Really? They found the problem they couldn't find in over 2 months after 6 times having it, but suddenly, after you make me a $30,000 offer, they found a problem. He's like, well, you know, it's the instrument panel, it's the cluster panel, and it needs to be replaced because that's what was drawing the battery. And, you know, I'm going to have to replace that. And that's going to cost me so, the most I can give you is $29,500. I'm like, you know what? You guys are just sticking it to me left and right. I said, you know what? At this point, I don't care. I'm tired of dealing with you. I'll be there in the morning to pick up the check. So in my conversation with Ken, who was buying a car, he tells me that they've been very good to me, or, you know, words to that effect, like, hey, you know, you've only paid $200 for all the work we've done. I said, dude, you haven't done any damn work. My car's been broken for 2 months. I can't even start that. You can't even start it to get it off your lot so I can bring it somewhere else and try to sell it. And he's like, well, it shows that your one repair was covered under warranty. I go, really? I said, Randy told me it wasn't under warranty. Well, guess what? I go back to Randy and I go, hey, Ken told me the car was under warranty and they paid for it. He goes, no, he must have been confused. So I go, all right, no problem. I'll go ask him why he said that. And then remarkably, after I leave from telling Randy that, Randy leaves me a voicemail. So here's the message I get from Randy.
It's Randy. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and refund you that $300 anyway. Just go ahead and make it, you know, a clean sweep here, okay? So the cashier is refunding it right now. She'll have a receipt for you showing that she
Wow, that's a miracle. As soon as I tell them that the other guy said warranty paid, suddenly I'm getting my money back. Man, you guys got to pay attention when you're dealing with dealerships. So in the middle of all this, I'm pretty much done. I'm thinking I'm going to get my check in the morning. I call Bill Utter Ford one other time because they said Monica, who the owner is, isn't involved and doesn't work there and really doesn't have any say. So I call and I act like I didn't even know who she was. My buddy found this picture on their website and said, hey, man, here she's listed on there as a dealer operations. I said, that's funny. They told me she doesn't do anything there. So I called back, and instead of asking for her like I was making a complaint, I just called back and says, hey, can I get Monica's voicemail, please? And they go, sure, no problem. So they sent me their voicemail. I leave a message. She ends up calling me back after all this. And again, they've all been apologetic. They're all saying, I'm sorry. They're all saying, you know what? I'll play part of her message on what she said. So this is part of her call back to me.
Be ready for you then, and I wanted to apologize that we unfortunately weren't able to help you. And I don't think you or I, either one, want to go down the path of revisiting all of the situations, but unfortunately it didn't work out. And so I just want to, you know, give you the original amount we told you and let you go your way and we'll go ours. And I'm sorry things didn't work out for either one of us. So
okay. Sounds good.
Does that sound okay for you?
That's fine. I want to be done with it.
Okay. And, I did want to ask you if you would please, keep things off of YouTube. And
No, that ain't happening. That ain't happening. If you're saying you're only going to give me the check in order to keep that off, that's not happening. I do videos. I have 2 channels. That's what I do. I'm not trying to blackmail you. My experience with your dealership, I'm going to do a video on it. And I'm going to say when I'm going to be honest, and when I contacted you, you said you were sorry, and you gave me the $30,000. So that's pretty much part of the conversation with her. And again, I mean, I could go over plenty of other conversations. This video is already 20 minutes, and I'm trying to wind it up here. So let's try to wind this up here. Look, a lot of things went wrong here. Maybe these people are nice people. Maybe they've been in the used car business so long that they just forgot that, when people go in there and spend hard-earned money, it's really frustrating to be told that a car is fixed when you can't fix it and you're going back 7 or 8 times, and it's just, and now you got them over the barrel, so now you lowball them, you buy the car at, thousands of dollars less what you're going to sell it for because you got them over a barrel, and you're saying you're going to pay something back for warranty. They did pay me back the money, but I am going to go ahead and file, and I want to cover that also. If you experience situations such as this where you think there's wrongdoing, the Attorney General's office has a place where you can do and report things like this. And I'm going to file a complaint, but it's not going to go anywhere because they end up giving my money back as soon as they know I was on them. But if I was doing a case on this on my investigative days, I'd be subpoenaing their records and see how many warranty claims they filed and comparing the bills against how much people paid for stuff that they got paid by warranty and didn't return the money. But, one case, the Attorney General probably is not going to get too excited about it. But what happens when you make complaints on businesses like this, the Attorney General's office will start a file and they will start keeping the complaints. So the first 1, 2, 3, 4 may not get investigated, but once you get a trend and a common scheme and design, it gives the Attorney General's office the ability to put a case together and actually go out there and investigate and know how they're doing and what they're doing. So I will be filing a complaint with the Attorney General's office, and if you experience something like that, I would suggest you do the same. So let's recap my Bill Utter experience here. They have the car 6 times. They fix it. They say they warrantied it. The car was towed 3 times. I couldn't drive it off the lot twice. I paid for work that they got warranty paid for. After I caught them, they gave it back. I'm not sure I'd have got that back. But, obviously if you ask them, they're going to say they would have. I got lowballed on my used car. Monica came back and said, hey, they made you a $30,000 offer. We'll give you the $30,000. I'll give you the extra $500. And, we'll call it even. So I forgot to add, they still weren't giving me the great experience service that they wanted to. So when they gave me the check, I walked across the street to buy a Toyota Tundra from the Toyota dealership. And I give them the checks, and they look at it and go, we can't cash these checks. They're not signed. So this check had 2 signatures instead of 1. So, I was just like out of my mind. I go, are you guys kidding me? So I call this kid guy back. I go, dude, you did. Oh, well, the only 2 people that can sign it, they're both on vacation. Monica and Craig are the only 2 that can sign it. But we told the bank that 1 signature is good. I said, that's great. You told the bank. I said, I'm over here at Toyota trying to buy a damn car, and they're telling me it needs 2 signatures. Oh, so he went upstairs, talked to somebody. Somebody called, maybe Carl the Weasel, I don't even know. But somebody called over, talked to the GM over at Toyota and said, hey, the checks are good, take the checks. So I end up getting it. So my advice if you're going to Bill Utter Ford is I'm going to offer this nice, handy-dandy Bill Utter Ford free survival kit. It's only got 2 items, Vaseline and rape whistle. But for $19.95, if you pay me, I'm going to try and file a warranty with Obamacare. And if Obamacare pays me, I'll give you back your $19.95 and it'll be free. Pick that up, Bill Utter Ford. So in closing, would I recommend Bill Utter Ford? Not no, but hell no. But you know what? You can make your own decision. I'm sharing my experience, giving my opinion. Hopefully it helps. You can go online. I'm going to do my part and try to stop someone else from getting the same treatment I got. I'll file my complaint with the Attorney General and probably file a report with the Better Business Bureau and let it lay where it is. I'm done. I got a Ford. Ford's got electronic problems. you better buyer beware. If you get a Ford, I mean, and I forgot to put in there, I called Ford customer service, and they were absolutely no help. All they did is call the dealership and piss them off, and I got worse service because they're pissed off that I called the Ford manufacturer. And Ford manufacturer was like, well, you know, my job, we really can't do much, but our job is to help you communicate with your dealership. So basically all you do is call them, they call the dealership and piss them off because you made a complaint, and then you get screwed even more. So I would not recommend calling Ford customer service other than if your car's out and you don't have to deal with them again. So that's my opinion. You know, I went out and I asked my horses what they thought about this. And I asked them if I thought I should give Bill Utter Ford another chance, and here's what they told me. I always say horses are smarter than people, so like I said, I asked my guys, what do y'all think? Should I give Bill Utter Ford a second try? Here's what they said. There you have it, straight from the horse's mouth. Good luck with your Ford. Well, isn't that there?